joy than to be able to be of any kind of encouragement to people. So thank you for that.
My question is, can you, I was going to ask you to reenact the scene whenever he saw Haruhi as a girl. Like the first time he saw Haruhi like dressed up as a girl.
I don't even remember what he did. What did he do? That was it. That's perfect. You're going to be my stunt Tamaki. I'll take you with me to conventions and somebody's going to go, can you do the coffee line? I'm going to go. Here's your coffee line right here. Can I tell you something? I have a confession to make. I love Tamaki. I love Ouran High School so much, you guys. I have told people on many occasions, and it is the God's honest truth, if I had $1 million, I would pay myself. I would spend my own money to make another season of Ouran High School. Everybody that knows about that show, everybody that has ever seen it loves it, and everybody that was in it, I know. Sorry? Right. You know what? I don't know. I don't know what the political or business corporate dynamics are of getting the license to do something like that. But I don't know if you know, but the manga continues. Like the manga goes like into college even, right? Like for those of you that don't know, like Haruhi, she goes to college, she gets accepted at Harvard, and Tamaki doesn't want the host club to break up, and so he makes them all move to Harvard so they can be with Haruhi. That's a story right there, right? I mean, that's a story. I would love to do that. But you know what? Thank you for that too. Thank you so much for and I'm so proud of you. You're doing it. You're doing it. And you know what? Can I get serious again? I want to say something, and I want you guys to take this to heart, and I want you to spread it on the internet as much as you can. If you accomplish anything in your life, the higher you climb, I told somebody this morning, the higher you fly, the more people are going to want to clip your wings. There are people out there who look at others in their lives, and when others in their lives succeed, you can respond one of two ways. You can either say, good for them, I'm so happy for them, and I'm going to double my efforts to work even harder to make myself better. Or your second choice is, damn them, I'm gonna talk shit about them, and I'm gonna, you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull them down, because it'll make me seem taller. No, it won't. That's the lie. If you think that by making somebody else look bad, it makes you better, is a lie. It doesn't. It just hurts everybody. So I want you guys to do what you can to don't let people treat people this way. These people don't like that you're achieving something. See what I'm saying? You're accomplishing something. And rather than being happy for you, they're jealous. And the only way they know how to deal with it is to try to pull you down. Well, it comes and goes, and you know, so here's the thing, guys. You could sit in your room and never try to do anything, and you know what I mean? You could lock yourself up, and you probably would never be bullied, you'd probably never be picked on, but then you wouldn't have much of a life either. You gotta put yourself out there. You've all been given gifts and talents and opportunities, and you need to take advantage of them. And you can't let any other person stop you from doing that. Don't let the fear of somebody else being mad at you or bullying you, don't let that keep you from accomplishing things. But just be aware that when people bully you or insult you or pull you down, most likely it's because they feel bad that they've not done it or not accomplished it. And they don't know what to do with those emotions, so they just pull you down and lash out at other people. Let's try to be a voice for good. Can we do that? Let's be a voice for good, guys. Yes, sir. Question.
What's up, Vic? How you doing?
How are you, man? That is an awesome sweatshirt, man. Great color.
Well, being a big fan of the Persona series, I heard that you played Junpei.
Yeah, Junpei.
Favorites from Persona 3, and I was wondering, what got you into the role, and what do you think of the Persona series?
Well, I did Junpei a long time ago. I mean, I was cast in the first Persona 3 series. That was probably at least 6-7 years ago, maybe.
2006 or 7.
Yeah, maybe 7. And I didn't know much about it, but I immediately knew that I loved Junpei. I just loved him to death. And when the new series came out, what is it, Ultimax?
Yeah, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Yeah, when that one came out, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I was so excited that Junpei was back, and I've had so much fun playing him.
Also, luckily, I wasn't the only one. I was like, yes, they're back! Jesus is back!
Yes.
Except for the character.
Thank you even for mentioning Persona, because I love that game. I love Junpei. Yes, sir.
So, are you going to be Grease in the new Hetalia?
If Grease is in Hetalia, I expect I'll be Grease. I hope so. I always tease Habercorn because I wanted to play Italy. For a couple of reasons, though. I had specific reasons. Number one, because I'm Italian, so I thought it would be fun. And number two, because the character that voiced Italy in the original Italian, in Japanese, was a guy named Daisuke, I can't remember his last name, but he also played a character named Phi in Tsubasa Chronicle, who was a character that I voiced. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat to play that same character that Daisuke played? But I'm very happy to be Grease. I enjoy Grease, and if there's more Grease coming, then hopefully I'll get to play it. So, yes, my dear, right there. Yes, you. Of all the animes that I've watched, which one was my favorite? Well, let me ask you a question. Of all the animes that I've watched, or of all the animes that I've voiced a character in? All the ones that I've watched. Oh my gosh. Ooh, tough question. You know what? I will tell you a story. When I was your age, sweetheart, I watched a show every day that I thought was the coolest show ever, called Speed Racer. And you know what's funny? I didn't even know it was anime. What was anime? I don't know what anime was. I just know that this is cool. It doesn't look like Scooby-Doo. It doesn't sound like Bugs Bunny Roadrunner. It's strange and unique in its own way, and I love it. My friend Wayne and I used to run around imitating characters from Speed Racer. Now, what are the odds that however many years later I'm actually, in the anime industry? But when I was a little kid, I would imitate, Pops Racer and Chim Chim and Spritle and all of those guys, and I loved it. But I didn't even know it was anime. So I would say probably that's one of my favorites. There's another show that I'm not in, but I was told is an absolutely beautiful show, and I've watched some of it, and I want to watch more of it, called Wolf's Rain. Yeah, I've heard that Wolf's Rain is really a great. I love the dramatic stuff. For me, I just love those real deep, endearing stories. I just love those. Yes, sweetie.
What's your favorite line from Vampire Night?
My favorite line from Vampire Night. Ooh. That's a tough one. Do you have a favorite? Yes. She does. No pressure. Do you? Do you really? What is it? Is it something that Zero said?
Yeah, I like when he's all like in the first episode when he's shoving Ian's telling her to stop touching him.
And what does he say?
I can't remember.
See, that's my problem. I can't remember
I
either.
watched the whole first and second season in less than an hour.
Wow, you're awesome. You know what my favorite part of Zero is? Playing his twin brother Ichigo. I love that. It was so much fun to play these twin brothers that have different character personalities. And do you know who played the Japanese Zero? The same voice actor who played Tamaki. The same voice actor who plays Rin in Free. So now that's 3 characters that I've played with this guy. I want to do a convention with this guy so bad. And like sing together, because he sings too. And I want to sing with him. I want to like do like the Ouran song, you know what I mean? Right? And we would like take turns, you know? I'd go, what a crime, such a beautiful crime. And he would do his next line in Japanese, and then I would do the next line in English, and back and forth, and back and forth. An international extravaganza. Hey, that reminds me, can I tell you something I forgot to tell you real quick? I knew I wanted to tell you this up front, and I forgot, but it's important. A lot of you guys know about my music, right? You know that I write and produce music and sing. And I've done a lot of anime theme songs, and I've done a lot of my own original stuff. And I've done concerts at anime conventions as well, live concerts that even include video from different anime series that I've been in. I've sung themes to One Piece and Dragon Ball Z, Kai and Full Metal and Ouran and on and on. But a couple of years ago, I was doing a convention in Houston, Texas, and I was going to be doing a live concert. And they said, "Hey, we're going to have really, really nice cameras set up and lighting on the stage, colored lighting and fog machines and all kinds of stuff." And I thought, what a perfect opportunity to do a live concert video recording, like a live concert DVD. So I did. Way back when we were recording Full Metal Alchemist, the very first series, I started getting really excited about Ed. I was having so much fun playing the character, and I decided that I wanted to cosplay as Ed. And so I made up a story whereby a grown man could start turning into an anime character. And then I asked some of the other voice actors if they wanted to do something with me. And we made something called Full Metal Fantasy. Now, if you're wondering what this is, voice actors cosplaying as their characters. So they'll like, just let that run free in your mind for a minute. So here's the thing though, you guys, it's never been available, ever. It's never been on YouTube, it's never been available. You can't find it anywhere. I only showed at conventions. And even then, just occasionally. But when I do live concert performances, I incorporate it into the concert. So I'll play it, and then I'll come out and sit at the piano, and I'll perform the Brothers theme live. You know, the song from Full Metal. So as I was putting this concert DVD together, I thought, you know what? I think probably it's time to make Full Metal Fantasy available to the fans that would like to see it. So it's on the concert DVD. It looks great, it's a fun, you've seen it. Anybody else seen it? Full Metal Fantasy, did you enjoy it? Awesome, thank you. I have those DVDs at my table here. And as soon as we finish here, I'm gonna be back at my table. And if you guys would like to come and get one, I'd love to sign it for you. But just so you know, a lot of people write me and ask me, are you gonna bring this, or are you gonna bring that? I brought music CDs and the concert DVDs to this. It's just a one-day event, but I have them for you if you're interested. There's a lot of great music and this never-before-released video with all the voice actors cosplaying as their characters. So, question. Oh, anyone wearing a Star Trek uniform gets asked a question. Say that again? One more time. With Michelle? Oh wow, there isn't a best time. That's just, there are amazing volumes of great times with them. With oh my gosh. every day is a blessing. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Meeting Bill Shatner, yeah, that was pretty fun. I'm actually doing an event with him in a few weeks, and I'm very excited. I want so much to show in my Star Trek production, but I'm scared. I don't want him to think I'm a weirdo, you know? I don't want him to think, uh-oh, get this guy out of here, you know? It's like he's a nutty fan, he thinks he's Captain Kirk, you know? Yes, sir.
So, during my deployment, I got roughly 25 guys to watch fullmetal alchemists with me.
I love it. Where were you deployed? Afghanistan. Bringing some Full Metal, some Ouran High School, Dragon Ball Z to Afghanistan. God bless you.
Sergeant and officers are like, you still got those videos from Dragon Ball Z fullmetal? I gave the videos, and he told me, hey, there's an Emerald City Comic Con.
Oh yeah, it's in Seattle. Emerald City's in Seattle.
I got to go with all the guys that took videos, and my officers paid us to go to dinner, and they were never animated until I brought that up.
And whenever that goes off, I have to do that. So you went with them. Okay, are they in Seattle? We gotta talk, you and me. I'm gonna be at Sac Con, the big, giant, anime-specific convention in Seattle in like a month and a half. I mean, tell them to come and see me. I would love to meet them. Is it your sergeant?
Specialists, all my friends in my unit that have deployed for.
Oh my gosh, tell them to come and see me. You tell them the Pipsqueak wants to meet him, all right? Tell them the Full Metal Pipsqueak wants to meet him, all right? Thank you. Yes?
Getting back to the music, you may or may not know the ending for the second season of Free. In the Japanese version, the voice actors all sing it. And then there's also like solo versions with each voice actor doing it for their character. If they brought that to the English, would you want to do
Well,
that?
I've got something fun to tell you. Did you guys catch that? She was talking about the music from Free. She was talking about how the different characters have their own songs, and Reen has a song, and we've already established I'm a bit of a nerd, right? And that I have a tendency to like record songs in English that were originally Japanese, right? We've established that. Well, I have already translated Reen's song into English, and I'm going to be recording it very soon. And I love the closing theme from the first season, Splash Free. You know that song? Da da na 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 na. I've already translated that song too into English. So I'm excited to record them, just for no reason, but except I have to do it, you know, because it's fun. Yes, my dear.
I would like to quote like a scene from The Wallflower with Noi Scenario.
Okay.
Takanaga, it's so hard, I can't understand it.
I love Wallflower. Wallflower is like Ouran on PCP. You know what I mean? It's just like a little wackier and weirder and darker, and I love Wallflower. Thank you, sweetie. That was a good one. Hello, Ranger. Do you have a question?
Yeah, it's like my camera will not work. It just stopped on me for no reason.
Except your what just won't work? Oh, darn. What's your question?
I have two quick ones, if that's okay.
Sure.
The first one is this scene in Generator. Gawl's walking home, and he's drinking milk, and he says, "Boy, do I sure love cows!" And I wanted you to do that.
Okay, I have to tell you what she's talking about. There's a show that I did, one of the first shows that I ever did, that I played the lead role in, called Generator Gawl, G-A-W-L. It's not a big popular show, and it's only 13 episodes, I think. So, but you guys should check it out. It's a great, great fun show, wonderful show. And in fact, the same guy that directed it also directed Fullmetal Alchemist. So to give you an idea of like the quality of the show. But I loved playing Gawl in that show. He did all kinds of crazy things, and it's been so long. You know how long ago that was? Oh, like 15 years, 14 years. What happened? Well, I can't even remember. What did he say?
Do I sure love cows?
Boy, do I sure love cows. He likes milk, by the way, which is not Edward Elric. Oh, yes, you have a second one. Yes.
It's kind of serious. I understand your beliefs in God, and I grew up in that household with preachers and people that are religious, like believe in God. As someone that has their strong beliefs in that, how do you feel about by other Christian people? Because you do voice acting, and then you're doing anime that's full of debauchery, girls with big boobs, you're playing a character that gets off by picking his nose.
There are? You seen any big boobs in anime? What are you watching? Just kidding. No, you know what? Here's my answer. I appreciate you asking. You know, people write me all the time and they're like, I heard you're really religious. You know what I tell them? No. I love God. And I know He loves me. But I'm not religious. I mean, I have a relationship with Him. Religious is this big, highfalutin, fancy word, you know? And it doesn't really capture the simplicity of just relationship. And I'm certainly, I don't consider myself any better or any smarter than anybody else. And by the way, that's another one of those hateful rumors that I hear about all the time. That I force my religion down people's throats. Wow. How bad must your life be? You know what I mean? To come after people who try to be kind to other people and share God's love with people. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? There are a lot of bad things in the world. And that ain't one of them. Being kind to people is and sharing good things with them is not I don't think is a bad thing. But you know what? I've actually been ostracized by some churches because of my involvement in anime. Would that surprise you to hear that? That churches that I've attended for years found out about my voice acting work, and they're like, this is horrible.
Wow, anime is so
deplorable. You play some character's juvenile, delinquent little alchemist boy who doesn't believe in God. And I look at him and I'm like, you just don't get it, do you? You just really don't get it, do you? You know, while you are safely locked away in your little building, there are people out there all over the place that need some love and need some acceptance. And by golly, I want to do what I can to give it to them. And so I stopped going to that church. And here's, I have to address this too, I'm sorry, I have to address this. Does anyone in here have a recording I did of the Gospel of John? Anyone in here get one, ever? Years ago, and I still do it when I think about it. You too, baby? Good. Years ago, I wanted to give something back to the fans, just as a way of saying thank you for being so kind to me and supportive of my work. And so I spent months in my own home studio recording the entire book of John. Like 23 chapters. It was a big undertaking. And then I went back and I played the piano underneath the whole thing and gave it kind of a musical underscore so it would be just kind of fun to listen to. And then I spent thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands of dollars of my own money to make CDs so that I could give them away for free at conventions. I have never taken $1 or asked for 1 penny for those Gospel of John CDs. They're a gift. Ever. Never, ever, ever, never. Understand? Never, ever. They're a gift. Wait a minute, that's not what I was getting at. I've seen rumors lately that not only do I force my religion down people's throats, but that I force people to buy my Gospel of John CD. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. Not only have I never asked for a penny for it, hand them out freely, but it's available for free download on my fan club website. So, it's, again, I don't think I will ever be able to wrap my mind around what level of sadness and dissatisfaction goes on in some people's lives, that they really feel the need to hurt others and spread lies and cause trouble. All I can think is that it's to get attention, you know? You know what, I don't remember much about psychology class when I was in college, but I do remember one lesson. I remember one lecture where a psychology teacher told me, and this was a child psychology statistic, and it makes perfect sense. As soon as I say it, you're gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense. You ready? Here it comes. People would rather have negative attention to no attention at all. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's like kids. It's like children who are ignored by their parents. They do bad things. Why? Because then their parents get their parents' attention, and maybe they're being punished, maybe they're being scolded, maybe their parents are yelling at them, but at least they're being noticed. That's the mentality that I think is behind this kind of mean-spirited garbage on the internet. People who feel insignificant, they don't feel like anybody notices them or knows who they are, and they get out there through the power of their internet from their bedroom in the middle of nowhere, USA, just any little town, and put out hurtful, hateful, mean-spirited lies because they get attention. That's what they want. So we have to be careful not to give them that. I might even be doing that by what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? People always ask me to address these issues, and I feel very torn. Because I don't want to address them because they're lies and they're outrageous and it's giving them exactly what they want, attention. But at the same time, I feel like you need to speak out against wrong. You need to stand up against wrong. There's another very famous saying, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. That's huge, you guys. So we need to be the good. We need to be as actively in pursuit of advancing good and love and positivity as these handful of people are active in propagating negative and hurtful things. Am I out of time? I don't want to be out of time. About 5 more minutes? Okay. All the way in the back with your awesome red hair. Yes.
Wow, I wish I had awesome hair.
Will I marry you? Oh my God. Didn't you know, I'm a pervert. I am the worst person you've ever met.
Such a horrible.
I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Wow, I wish someone loved me.
Yes. Right there, yes. How did I get into voice acting, and how long did it take? You know what, you guys, to be honest with you, my experience was very different than most people's. I started in voice acting many, many years ago, and it was when anime was still very small. So I was working on a video production, and somebody said, hey, you've got a lot of experience in acting, don't you? And I said, yeah. And they said, you ought to go and audition for this place in town. They buy these Japanese cartoons, and they dub them into English, and they're looking for actors. And you know what was the first thing that came into my mind? Speed Racer. I was like, oh my gosh. Like Speed Racer? Do they do stuff like Speed Racer? He's like, yeah, I think so. I'm in. So I went and I auditioned, and I got cast, and I played Vega in Street Fighter 2. Oh, it was cool. This claw. And I figured it was just kind of a one-time deal, you know what I mean? Oh, that was fun. That was a fun little weird one-time thing to do. And then they called me a few weeks later and they said, hey, we've got another show. Do you want to come and do it? I'm like, okay. And then another, and another, and another. And then I met some people from Funimation in Dallas. And they said, hey, you want to come up and be in Dragon Ball Z? And I was like, woohoo! What's Dragon Ball Z? I didn't even know. So I did that, and then started doing more work at Funimation in Case Closed and Spiral and all kinds of stuff. And then at Yu Yu Hakusho. And then Funimation got the rights to Fullmetal Alchemist. And I just happened to be there. And then I met more people in Los Angeles. I started working at Vampire Night, and Naruto, and Bleach, and all that stuff. And then met people in New York and started doing stuff in Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. So my experience is very weird. Because I was fortunate enough to get in on it when it was very small. But if you're interested in voice acting, this is a really great place to probably leave this panel. And here it comes if you're interested. There are two things that you need to do as far as getting into voice acting. Number one, acting. The operative word in voice acting is acting. It's not voice. It's not, oh, I can make funny voices. I can imitate characters on TV. That's great. But that's not what voice acting is about. It's about playing a role, acting a character. Every voice actor I know has tons of experience as an actor. They studied it in school, they do plays, theater, school productions, community theater, college, summer stock, anything to develop their skills as an actor. That's the first thing you need to do. Develop those skills. And the second thing is, you need to be where that kind of work is done. Now that may seem like an obvious answer, but a lot of people don't think about that. If I wanted to be a country western singer, if I lived in Sacramento, what would be my odds? Not great. What if I lived in Nashville? See what I'm saying? There are certain towns that you could live in where certain things are done with greater frequency. When it comes to voice acting, there's Houston, Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, not too far from you, Vancouver, Canada, maybe a little bit in Toronto, but there are only a handful of places where that kind of work is done. So if you're interested in getting involved in that career, develop your skills as an actor, and then secondly, you need to be where that kind of work is done. Those are the two most important things. And whatever you do, make responsible choices, guys. I would be remiss as a person that is the age that he is, to be your dad, most of you, if I didn't tell you that if you want to be a voice actor, by golly, go for it. But also figure out a way to pay your bills.
Who needs bills?
Figure out a way to be responsible. You know what I mean? I will never discourage anybody from following their dreams. In fact, I'll be the first one to do it. To tell you guys, if you have a passion for something, by golly, go for it. And don't let anybody bully you, and don't let anybody discourage you, no matter who they are. If you have something that burns deep inside of you, and you just want to do it, and you don't care about how much money you're going to make, or whether you're going to be famous or not, that's not important. You just have to do this thing, because it's something that gives you joy, and something you want to share with people. Figure out a way to do that. I'll give you a perfect example. How many of you everybody put your hands down for a minute. How many of you draw? How many of you artists? Look around, everybody. Look around at how many hands, all right? Now put your hands down. Now don't be funny and raise your hand unless this is absolutely true. Now, of those people that just said you draw, how many of you only draw pictures when somebody pays you? Put your hand up. How many of you only draw when someone pays you? Look around. See what I'm talking about? There it is. That's the passion. The passion to do something because you just love doing it, not because somebody pays you for it. I'm going to be singing and playing the piano and acting until God takes me home because I love doing it. It has nothing to do with being paid. If I stopped being hired as a voice actor tomorrow, I would still figure out ways to act because I love acting. Do you see? You see my point? Now maybe I'll have to get a job doing something else to pay bills, because we have to pay bills. We do have responsibilities. Everybody grows up. You gotta take care of your responsibilities. But I'm never going to stop doing the things that I have a passion and a joy and a love for. And I would encourage you guys in the same way. If you have a passion for something, pursue it with everything you have. Don't get discouraged, but also be responsible. Figure out how to take care of business while you're following your dreams, okay? I've heard of people that moved to Dallas, Texas, because they're going to be a voice actor for Funimation. And you know what I do when I hear those things?
That's a really bad meme.
It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. I don't even know many voice actors who make a full-time living voice acting. How's that for a dose of reality? None of us are like crazy rich, you know, living in mansions, driving Maseratis around. You know, I mean, that's just not the reality. But the difference is that we really love what we're doing. I am so grateful to God for what I get to do. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And if there's one thing I could wish more than anything, it would be the same for you. That you find something that you love doing, and it will give you great joy, just as I have. Thank you guys so much for coming to see me. I ran a little over. He told me, it's his fault, he told me I had 5 minutes. I'm heading to my table. I hope you come by and say hello. Thanks guys, I love you.